Welcome to Life Workshop, where we discuss the forgotten basics. The topic of this episode again is gratitude part 2. We discussed it a little bit in the previous episode, but I think it's going to go a bit further even this time. And I'm going to start it. Oh, by the way, again, your most favorite people are here. Bo and Mo.
Hello.
And then, so I'm going to start with this thing. When I was, I'm not sure how much of a detail I want to give in here because, anyways, anyway, when I was in Dubai, I should tell you this, from Iran, I went to Dubai and I was in Dubai for 4 years and I started working as a physiotherapist there. To find a job, to go and find a job in Dubai was not easy at all. But anyway, I got lucky, but at the same time, I managed that, I found a job and moved there. And then when I moved there, there was this guy that I knew. He was a classmate, he was a physiotherapist as well. And then he wanted to go to Dubai. So I helped him. I said, I helped him and, I got him a job in Dubai, which was a very huge thing, I should say. It was a very big help for him because just to give you a perspective, the salary would increase 20 times by moving from Iran to Dubai at that time. And actually now the difference is even more because the Iranian currency kept getting weaker and weaker while in Dubai the currency was as strong as ever. Okay. And then so anyway, I helped him and he got a job in Dubai. And then he came and he was living with me, and then during this time again I helped him to get his wife, who was a physiotherapist as well, to get a job. And he could not handle it on his own, I should say that. But anyway, so I did that, and his wife got a job as well. His wife even couldn't work as a physio in Iran at the time. I believe she didn't have a job. So she comes, again, another, doesn't make any money. All of a sudden, she's coming to Dubai and making, a lots of money. So it was a big change. It was a huge change. Actually, sometimes people, they would charge huge amount to help somebody to get a job in Dubai.
Okay.
And I'm talking a lot. But anyway, after I got him a job for himself and his wife, when everything was established before his wife moves yet to Dubai, he was living with me. He started actually being not appreciative at all, and he acted as if, what, I could have done this on my own. I really didn't need you. The behavior was that, he didn't say it exactly in these words, but the behavior. And he just showed the mannerism that it really hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
I got really disgusted. To this date, when I talk about it, to be honest, I get sick to my stomach. That how somebody can be so disgraceful, and I help you this much. And then simply as soon as you're done, you just as if, I could have done that on my own and screw you. Anyway, I was really disgusted by this, and he was living with me. I asked him to leave. So he left. But then 2 weeks after, yet he had the key to my place. He had entered my place and he took a garbage can that belonged to him. A garbage can.
Okay.
When I went home and I realized that...
It was nice of him to get his garbage out of your place.
As a matter of fact, there was some garbage in the bag in it. He left it there. That was another thing. Yes. Yeah, my garbage was there. He just took the garbage can. Yeah. But I should tell you this. I'm glad you can laugh at it. Honestly, when I remember, I would just get so disgusted.
Yeah,
I was so hurt. I'm not going to tell some of the stuff for different reasons. I'm not going to get in some of the details, but I'm going to cut to the corner. So I went and filed a complaint for him entering my premises for no good reason, because he was not allowed. Anyways,
okay.
I'm not going to tell other details, so I'm going to drop it there. But then what happened, he got arrested. He was put in jail for 5 days. In Dubai, they are very serious about some stuff, very serious.
Uh-huh.
And then he had to get a lawyer in order for him to become, to let him go. And if I had continued, actually, he could be deported from Dubai. I'm not going to get into details of that.
Okay.
But in Dubai, they had some rules that they were very, very strict. I know in here it doesn't make sense. But I was really hurt. And that, it was a feeling that, and then I started thinking, what happened here? After some time, because I was emotionally so, just raged and things. And then after some time, I realized the mistake that I made was, first of all, I did it with expectation.
Right.
And, maybe if I didn't have an expectation, that would be different story. Definitely, of course, that behavior is, I would say, disgusting behavior, especially when you help somebody to that level. And to that. So I came up with this conclusion. I said, I will never, ever help anybody unless if I can do it with no expectation. And then afterwards, I remembered, because I discussed this thing with other people before the podcast to remember things. And then I remembered I had another friend whom had done something good for somebody else and had run into the same case scenario almost, that the other party, after everything is done and he has done all this good, he was just not appreciative. His conclusion was, I'm not going to help anybody anymore. And he was working on that very hardly. So basically from this...
Like anyone ever?
Basically, yeah. He would not give a helping hand unless if he's gaining something. Correct. But again, people, they draw different conclusions from the same thing. That is the moral of the story. They draw different conclusion. His conclusion, I'm not going to help anybody. My conclusion was, I will help only if I can do it with no expectation, which I really practiced that. So because of that, I did not get hurt. But, I should say this too. And if I wanted to help that to that level, because for the help that I provided for him was quite a bit, if I had some expectation, then I would set those expectations right to begin with, to make sure that we are on the same page.
Right.
But anyway, so I didn't do that, and I have been fine since. Because that experience was one of the really worst experiences that I have ever had, that one. Now, of course, this said, I'm going to continue. Have I been treated, have I had some experience like this? The answer is no, I never got hurt because of that. But I'm going to go back to this. Another thing that happened, again, I'm going to say it very vaguely because, it is somebody that I know through a few people. There was something that I did for somebody, again, that in her thought, she used me in her thought. Of course, that's something it got, I kind of draw that conclusion afterwards, because when I was helping her during the process, she was the nicest person.
Okay.
And then when everything was done, all of a sudden she vanished. And she had made a lot of promises for afterwards, which I never expected that. I just didn't do that for that reason. I was going to do what I did regardless.
Yeah.
It was not
okay.
It was not with any expectation. But in her thoughts, she thought that, for example, she was fooling me. I'm assuming this for a lot of good reasons. And then anyway, but after everything was done, she just vanished. And again, after some time, when something happened that she could have done something for me, when I approached her, she never ever responded. But again, this time, I was never hurt. I was disappointed for sure, but I was not hurt. That was the most important thing, because you don't want to get hurt feeling-wise.
Right.
And then, but anyways, of course, these are few and far in between. So I'm hoping when people listen to this, people do this all the time. No, absolutely not. Most of the time, if you want to be statistically right, most of the time people are really good. Most of the time and good. And sometimes, unfortunately, I don't want to be very clear on this. Sometimes the bad apple gets the attention. But sometimes we draw our conclusions on that bad apple. Mm-hmm. We don't see the majority good. We see the one bad.
Yeah.
but I try to stay very realistic, not necessarily optimistic too. I want to stay very realistic. In reality, most people are really good. I never forget, even when I came to Canada, how many people really they helped out, and I never ever see them to even be able to return the help. So let's be, again, in a very practical way, not optimistic, but realistic way. Most people are good, but sometimes it becomes bad.
So I have a question. Okay, so we had our 3 categories of gratitude, and you've talked a lot
in
about,
the previous podcast. Yeah.
Yep, you talked a lot about helping people. I want to know, when you've gotten help, how do you show gratitude?
As I said, I think in the previous podcast, as I mentioned, for example, when somebody, when I got stuck, pulled me out, I very simply just, hey, thank you, man. It was more of it was not just the behavior. It was not just the words. It was just in the body language. I was really appreciative. As I said, I do that partly because I want to encourage the behavior in them, and secondly because I feel good. That even for example, I should say, now you said this, I remember I was in Vancouver.
But not about feeling good though. Like, how do you show another person that you appreciate what they've done for you?
I said in words and body language.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm not sure what else I should do.
I don't
do
know
the
either.
happy dance for them.
That's just why I'm asking. Like,
Maybe I should tell you this.
So how can you make it so that someone doesn't go away thinking like your story about
correct.
About what am I getting, or you made 50%, without feeling that way. Like, how do you show that you appreciate someone? I'm
gonna actually maybe tell you this one. I was in Vancouver. I made a dumb mistake. I had gone for a race. So friends that they listen to this, probably they know what I'm talking about. We had gone for a race, but I made a mistake anyway. I end up somewhere else. Then I'm getting late, and I wanted to take the train that they have there to get to the spot. It was not part of the plan, by the way. So I didn't have cash on me. Actually, I had, but it was $20 note. And then as I wanted to I had to get on the train. And then I don't know how this thing works. I'm not from there. I have to figure it out. And a rush train is coming. There was this lady randomly. She came. She dropped the money. She knew what I'm going through because she saw my race shirt. She knew that where I want to go. She knew what I'm doing. Said, hey, you should go to this place. The train is coming. Get off that station. She told me all that. And then she noticed I don't have anything on me. I'm just going for a run. So I think it was like $3 or something, or maybe more, dropped in the thing. I don't know how much it was. Gave me the ticket. She directed me. And then I gave her the 20. I said, please keep this. No. And she never accepted that, obviously. She never did. And no, honestly, I wanted to get rid of this change, she said. And then as she was going, I said, you're an angel. Thank you so much. And I had to go. I left. And it was really, even to this day, when I remember, I said, oh my God, she was really an angel. She was just a sweetheart. And then she told me what to do, where to go, where to get off, and that she was absolutely correct. And then I made it to the race the very last seconds, by the way. But I made it. So when you say that, again, it's primarily, in words, just thank you, and then body language, I would say primarily. Then I make sure that they know I'm appreciative. On the same token, now I'm going to say this because I brought up with one of my clients, actually. He said that, his brother-in-law once, he helps him out for something, but the brother-in-law thinks that he owes him. And because of that, as a party, he behaves a bit differently. Meaning that the way he said it, he said that, for example, he doesn't want to hang out with him because he thinks that he has to pay him somehow, and he doesn't know how. So it has made the relationship a bit weird or something. I have another thing that once it happened that I helped a friend, and I didn't know this person as much. And something happened that anyways asked me, and I helped him, and it happened to be, obviously it made me feel really good because the help was very important for him, I should say. And then he said, Mo, I should pay you back. I said, no, pay it forward. Don't worry about paying me back. I know you're appreciative, and I know I made you feel a lot better, and I'm feeling really good about that. And thank you for giving me the opportunity. I told him exactly. Don't worry about paying it back. Pay it forward. That is how the whole world goes. And you could see the smile in his face, and that was one of the most important things. And as I said, we have gone, I think in one of the podcasts in the past, I said, I ask for help, I provide help very easily, but
Right.
often we don't ask for help as easy.
Right.
So yes, things, they get abused sometimes, but most of the time people are good. I keep going back. Actually, I'm going to now say one more story, kind of. Unfortunately, I have to eliminate names and things because
Yeah.
but for example, there was a friend in that anyway, was she's very helpful. And then she did something, and then another friend started to justify, if she's helping, she gets this out of it. Which again, I had the same conversation with him. I said, you don't have to justify somehow to convince yourself that I don't owe the person, because this was a kind of a feeling that way. I believe that he thought that he owes her, and because of that, now he's trying to say she's gaining this, she has to do this, and because of that she did what she did. Otherwise, she's not really that good of a person, and he doesn't owe her as much. Which I was a kind of upset, I got a kind of, I said, come on, just stop that. She is a nice person. She did a good deed. Just say thank you.
Yeah.
That's all it is. She doesn't ask you to pay back. You cannot pay back. Just be appreciative. It's okay. You do that for others. But part is sometimes, I'm not sure where this is coming from. So party is the person, the receiver, that cannot understand that somebody can be that nice, or sometimes they cannot do. It is more of their own perspective versus the other party's perspective.
Right.
Although if she was helping, she was just helping. Just be grateful. What is your issue? Why do you want to justify it?
Right.
Unless if you know for a fact, that's another story. But if you are doing it. And at times you see this, this has happened in my own personal experience, that sometimes I offer help relatively easy. It has been taken wrongly, that, for example, why do you want to be this nice? What do you want? Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if somebody else, the other party, is not familiar with it, so does this make me stop offering help? The answer is no. I do what I do. Right. If you believe it, this is what I'm trying to get at. If you believe what you're doing is right, keep doing it.
Right.
But you can learn, for example, because personally I have run into situations that, for example, a friend was moving, and then I said, hey, if you need a hand, let me know. And then the conversation stopped. Believe it or not, I didn't know him very well.
Well,
because it had happened in the past too.
You got out of that one.
But seriously, and this has happened before too. That the conversation stopped, and then I realized that yes, at times, really people, they think that because you do something, you expect something, and they want to avoid that happening. So because of that, they just leave it. And they could be right too at times. They could be right. But what I'm trying to say, if somebody offers a help to me, again, I would take it if I need it.
Yeah.
But now, if they expect something back, hey, that is the flaw on your part, not my side, because that was not an agreement. Not that I'm coming and do this. Normally say, give from, am I making sense in here? That if they offer help, if I need the help, I would take it.
Yeah. And you have to think that people are offering you help out of the goodness of their hearts. You can't go into it thinking that they want something back from you.
Exactly.
And if you do get that feeling, well, I don't know what to do.
In that
really,
case,
if you get that feeling, that's weird.
Unless if you clarify, what, hey, thank you so much. Do you expect something from it,
Yeah, you could do that.
If it is possible, if there is a case scenario.
Yeah. One thing I'm doing more of in the last couple of years, I found I've been doing this more. Say when it's a work thing, right? But like say you're working at someone's house or something, and people will a lot of the time they'll offer you a coffee or something, and I used to always just nope, I don't want to do that. I'm just doing my work, and and then it was a guy in a job site came by one time, and he was just giving out like it was a candy or something. And I was like, no, I'm good. And he was kind of offended by it, and I didn't understand. I thought, no, I'm being the good guy because I'm just going to keep on working, and I'm not taking that from you, right? And I didn't realize that I was being the rude one here by not accepting his like gift or present or whatever it is, right? Because he's trying to show his appreciation, and I'm not letting him. And so now more and more when I'm in a place and someone offers me something, instead of being like, no, because I don't want to owe you or I don't want to feel uncomfortable, like I'll just accept. I'll be okay. Like we can sit down and have a coffee, or or they can pour me one and I'll have something anyway, or whatever they offer you, a sandwich sometimes. I'm getting better at just accepting those things because people are trying to show you appreciation and gratitude for what you're doing.
Or sometimes they're just nice.
Or sometimes they're
not even appreciating anything. You haven't done anything for them. They are just
that's the thing too. Like sometimes I haven't even done anything. Like you'll be doing a quote and they're like, "Hey, we'll have a coffee and a muffin," and I'll be like, "Oh, okay."
Actually, you said that.
And then I feel and part of me too feels funny doing that. It feels like or what if I fall short of their expectations of me and they've done this nice thing for me? So that's my problem, So I want to do better for them because they've already shown me some sort of gratitude and appreciation, right? And I guess I feel like I'm indebted to them in some way, but I'm trying not to feel that way. I'm trying to be more like just accepting.
Actually, you're saying this because, again, one case scenario, you just said that, I just remembered it. One case scenario, again, I helped somebody and then he said that, I owe you one. I said, no, you don't owe me anything. And then, but I should really pay you back. And this was the word that he used. And he was trying to buy me something because it was a great help that I did. I said, look, don't do that. Because if you do that, to me, it seems like this. I helped you, you helped me back, so we are even. Then you don't owe me anything.
It's not even about being even.
That was the thing. That was the thing.
Right.
I said, the idea is not, don't try to pay me back. Pay it forward. And now, if I need your help one day, I will let you know. And I'm not going to call you just randomly because I want you to pay back for, hey, you owe me that one.
Right.
Let us forget about those words, especially if it is non-financial. When it comes to financial part, sometimes, hey, let's say, it's a money, you bought me something, then I pay for the thing that you bought me. That kind of, to some extent, makes sense. If it's a kind of a reasonable amount, not the small things, obviously. But when it comes to just giving a hand, I come and push your car to get it out of snow. Hey, I will come and push your car out of the snow. You don't have to do tit for tat. It is not that. It's just that's okay. Just chill out, And then normally I say, give from your abundance, whatever your abundance is.
Right.
It doesn't have to be exactly what I did for you that you do for me. And you don't have to keep calculating it. I have done these things for you, or you have done these things for me. Now I owe you this much.
Right.
Don't monetize it.
How can you?
Because you came and gave me a hand with this. Now I'm going to buy you 2 drinks, not 3, because it was worth only 2 drinks,
Yeah.
It's just
how can I monetize like a delicious homemade sandwich?
As I said, and sometimes we do that, or we try somehow because we haven't learned how to accept. But at the same time, we haven't learned how to give with no expectation. So again, at the end of the day, I said, give it from your abundance. Just give from your abundance. That's all you want to do. And then if you need help, ask for it and be grateful for it. That's all. And both parties should win, right? It's not like this that if I help you, I'm supposed to lose, or vice versa. No, both parties should enjoy it somehow.
Right.
Again, it took a bit longer than I expected, but I'm hoping that you find this helpful. And we will see you for another podcast. And again, please go discuss this. I was enormous that one of the best way to learn again is teaching it, and just go discuss it, and to see what is your own experiences. Because when we talk about that, then we start doing them too. We can start changing behavior, and that is how change happens, one step at a time. Okay, thanks all. And again, please remember, life is simple. We make it complicated. Take care.
Bye.
Bye now.